Hello and welcome to Rebels Radio latest interview. I'm joined by Slough joint manager Neil Baker following the 2-2 draw at Paulton this afternoon. How are you, Neil?
Yeah, very well, John. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. So what did you make of the facilities down at Paulton when you got there?
Yeah, I've been to Paulton a few times. It's a lovely little ground. The pitch was in great nick. There was a very big slope on the pitch, which I did remember from previous. But you know, it was one of those places where you sort of turn up to and you look forward to the game.
The pitch was a little bit on the short and narrow side.
Yeah, the pitch is small, which you know doesn't lend to necessarily lots of passing because it makes it very compact. Obviously, first half and second half, the wind had a big factor, a bit like Kettering away in the playoff final. It was a game of two halves. The old football saying, but it was. We sort of said after 5 minutes that we'd take a 0-0 half time because we were finding it very difficult to get out. And when you've only got one up top, which is what we started with and what we planned to start with, it was always going to be difficult because we weren't able to get the ball in behind Eddie because of the wind.
Yes, you say you played a 4-5-1 formation and that was always the plan following your trip to watch them at Histon. Hitchin last Monday. What was the squad news in terms of availability, fitness going into the game?
Yeah, well, obviously we had sent Scott Harris and Jake Parsons out on loan. Luke Knight wasn't quite ready to sit on the bench, and then unfortunately the morning of the game, Darryl, he was sick. We'd known about it sort of the previous night, but we were hopeful that he'd be okay, but unfortunately he wasn't. So we ended up going to Paulton with 14 players, which is fine. It wasn't a problem. You can only ever play 14 players, and in the end we actually only played 13. So so it is what it was.
Difficult first half.
Very difficult first half. As I said, we couldn't get out. But what we did say at half time was the 5-yard, 10-yard passes that we've been very good at recently, even those were going astray, and that can't be the fault of the wind. That is sort of switching off, getting sloppy, and also because I think we were struggling sometimes mentally. You find it difficult, but we went in, we regrouped at half time. We said it was a very similar situation to Kettering in the playoff final, and that if we got the first goal, then we'd have a chance. And we came out second half and we had a right go at them. We worked really hard. We put them under pressure. Obviously, we could have got back into the game. I think Reese had a header save from the keeper, and then George followed up and hit the crossbar again. And you sort of look at it and think, maybe it's not going to be our day. Then your top goal scorer from last year, Eddie Smith, pulls his hamstring. 5-10 minutes into the second half, and you're looking at it thinking, well, we're not going to get anything from today. To be fair to the lads, they dug deep, and we got back in the game and we got a great point really.
So, what was the latest news on people like Eddie? Obviously, Eddie picked up that knock and came off.
Eddie's pulled his hamstring. Straight away. He said that's sort of 2-3 weeks, maybe even a month. It was a proper pull, so that's a big blow. Obviously, Johnny's struggling with his rib. We don't know if he's going to be fit.
But Adam Cornell came on.
Cornell come on, done really well. Thought he put himself about. We're really pleased with his second half performance and delighted he popped up with a goal. And then a header from a corner, which we work on all the time, came off and got us back in the game. And then I thought it was only going to be us that were going to go on and win the game.
So were you disappointed that didn't come?
Yeah, I think so. I think we had a good chance not so long after we'd equalised and Alex Whittam got in on goal, but just didn't quite sit for him. And then, to be fair, we started to get a little bit sloppy again, and a couple of mistakes at the back and in midfield, and they got in a couple of times, and they could have gone and nicked it. And to be fair, Jake's come up with a great save at the end. And listen, we'll take a point. When you're 2-0 down, you can't expect every game to be like Kettering, but we almost gave it another go. But what it shows is great character from the lads, and they don't know when they're beat, which is really positive.
And so now on to Monday. What sort of squad do we have there?
Well, we hope to have Darryl back. There's an outside chance of Johnny. Hopeful of Luke Knight. but we've got quite a few question marks. I mean, obviously Eddie's out. We've got a question mark over Dobbo, a terrible tackle on him at the end.
A couple of people nursing bruises.
Dobbo might be a concern. He's got a real lump on his foot. I know George Frith got a kick as well, and Adam Cornell did as well. I mean, there were some poor challenges going in at the end.
Yeah, what did you make of the referee today?
We don't often talk about referees, but both myself and John and their bench were very disappointed with the performance. We felt that he got a number of things not correct, and it was I don't know. It's one of those situations where I think both sides come off a little bit agitated by his performance. But we all make mistakes, so we just have to get on with it. And it happens in football. But I don't think we got the rub of the green with decisions today.
Was a draw a fair result?
I think so. I thought first half they were obviously on top. Second half we were on top, and as I say, they could have nicked it at the end. We could have nicked it. So. I think probably it was a fair result, and it's a good point. It's a good
still
point.
Still maintain the unbeaten run.
Yeah, unbeaten still after 5 games. It was a long journey today. Paulton's not an easy place to get to in terms of once you get off the M4, it's probably 45 minutes to an hour off the M4. So it's not the easiest place to get to. And no, credit to the lads. They don't know when they're beat, and that's a really positive sign.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much. Look forward to hopefully a home victory against Cheshire, who've been struggling a little bit of late. What do you know about them?
Well, I went to watch Cheshire on Wednesday night. They come away with a 1-0 defeat against Cambridge. They didn't deserve to. They deserved to win the game, if I'm honest. Cambridge scored an absolute worldie just before half time, probably about 30 minutes in, and then sat back and defended for the whole second half. And I thought Cheshire were very unlucky. So. Their results haven't been great the last 3, but I saw enough in them to know that they're a good side, and it's a local derby. I don't think Steve, as chairman's, ever had a result against Chesham. So listen, like we'll say, week in, week out, and I know it annoys 1 or 2 people, but there'll be tough opposition, and they'll work hard, and we'll have to work hard to get anything from the game.
Final question. So 5 games in. How do you kind of rate current performance?
Yeah, we're pleased. I think if we're ultra critical, well, obviously we'd prefer to be on at least another 2 points. I think we deserve to be on another 2 points.
Not necessarily from today though.
No, not from today. No, from either probably the Hereford game more than the Biggleswade one. And if we were sitting there on 11 points from 5 games, we'd be absolutely delighted. But listen, 9 points from 5 is a good return in your first season at Southern Prem, and what it's shown is that we can mix it. And yes, we've got to play a number of top sides, but we know that we can work hard, we can score goals, and that's the most important thing.
Well, brilliant. I'm sure we look forward to more attacking Slough performances with plenty of goals, get plenty of people down to Holloway's for Monday for a big kind of localish derby.
Yeah, it'd be great. Hopefully there will be a good crowd.
Excellent. Well, thanks ever so much for your time, Neil, and we'll speak to you again soon.
Cheers, John.
Thanks.